The Instructor Podcast with Terry Cook, talking with leaders, innovators, experts and game changers about what drives them.
Why is video so important?
Well, at the moment, because we've all been through the last 18 months and we've all started consuming more stuff online, we've seen growth in platforms like TikTok. Instagram has recently announced that they're moving away from being a photo sharing app, because they've always been a photo sharing app, and they're going to concentrate more on video. Essentially, what Facebook wants to do is turn Instagram into a TikTok style app. So video is now prioritized on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. It is literally the only thing you can do is video. Video content now is prioritized over any other type of content, because what these companies have learned is that actually video content keeps people on their sites for longer. And ergo, it means that they can show people more adverts, which means they make more money. Because essentially that's all social media is. We are the product. You know, it's the old saying, if you ain't paying for it, you're the product. And we are the product because we consume the content. And if you realize that, then that's great. But at the moment, if you look at the stuff that is doing big numbers, if you look at the stuff that's getting great reach, it's video content. And I know myself, when I share a video, I get better engagement than I would if I just share an image or if I share some text. And often I will turn photos into a little slideshow and use that because it's a video and it'll show up in people's watch feeds. And I don't begin to say I understand how the algorithms of these places work. I simply know that, like I said earlier, from being a trained monkey, I am throwing stuff at the wall, and the stuff that sticks is the video stuff. And if you look at and this goes back quite a few years from when we first had like the YouTube influencers, inverted commas, if you will. And we're now seeing, because YouTube became so big so quickly, that literally everywhere has been overtaken by video, to the point where, I mean, I've got an app on my smart TV, which is Facebook Watch, which literally just allows me to watch videos on Facebook. So that's why I think it is important to use video. It's simply because it's the way that it's the thing that these sites prefer you to use. And if you use Instagram for photos and use it for business, you're going to have to fairly quickly get on top of how you can do videos, because you are going to see your reach drop massively if you keep just sharing photos. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I know it works.
Yeah. I like that tip as well about the slideshow or the pictures to make their video, because I know a lot of people aren't comfortable making videos or whatever. So I think that's a good tip. And the other one someone gave me the other day is like on Canva, you can get the little animations. Yeah. You put the animation on your photo, effectively that makes it a video as well, which has a similar effect, if not the same. But one of the things I like your take on here, I suppose, is with driving instructors at the moment, there's a massive, massive demand for lessons. There's a huge sort of 6-month backlog on driving tests and all this kind of stuff. So there's a huge demand for lessons, and which far outweighs supply. So at the minute, 99% of instructors, we're just blessed with work. You know, I could easily take on 5 new students today if I wanted to. So I think a lot of instructors are not putting any thought into their promotion, into that side of it. It's just, I'll just do my work because the work's going to be there. I have a slight concern around what's going to happen in 6 to 12 months, you know, when that drops off, because there are some still instructors doing it. And you know, who are you going to go to as a student? So you're a student looking for lessons. You see instructor A that's doing all this stuff for the past 12 months. And then you see instructor B who's just been recommended to you by one person. Well, you're going to go to instructor A because you've been watching them for 12 months. So I think that we need to be careful with that. But what tips would maybe you give to instructors to be doing now to be ready for that 12 months time or 18 months time when that demand starts to dip?
There's an old saying in that the wrong time to advertise is when you're quiet, because you get desperate. So for me, if you've got loads of students at the moment and you are physically doing more work than you could possibly do, is look at what content you can get from that. Look at the feedback you get. Look at, because, I mean, young people these days, 17, 18-year-olds who learn to drive, obviously not during the driving lesson, but they are constantly on their phones. They're constantly recording stuff. They've grown up with this culture of cataloguing everything. So get them to, if they're sort of really into it or they sort of mention it, then get them to do a little video for you. But when they pass the test, get them to do a little thing saying, "I've just passed my test. It was brilliant at this, that, and the other, and I'd recommend it." And just build a bank. Have a folder on your desktop that's video reviews, and get people just to give a little. Or when you do those pictures, because all driving instructors do it, they have the picture of the. I'm conscious I'm doing this visually for you, Terry. That doesn't work on podcasts. But you have the picture in front of the car with the certificate. Get them to do that, but get them to say, "I can't believe I just passed my test. So-and-so is a genius, and I can't thank them enough." And build up a bank of content using those people that you have now. Most driving instructors have dash cams. So if you spot someone making a complete tit of themselves on the roads, dab that dash cam button, save that bit of content, and put it out, for the future. And you can literally put it out as a hazard perception piece of content. What's wrong in this video? It could be someone pulling out without indicating. It could be someone not checking the mirrors. Or one of my favourite ones is when you have the guys who open the doors and then the car just goes straight through the door because they don't check the mirror. If you see stuff like that, use it. I have a mantra, which is everything is content if you're brave enough. And if you think about, your cars are constantly recording front and back, I would imagine. You've got young people who love making videos. So just leverage it and build up a bank. And then when it gets to a time when you are quieter, you can load the stuff out. But also drip stuff out now. You don't have to post 5, 6, 7 times a day. 1 or 2 times a day is fine. And you can schedule more stuff in an hour a week. So just start drip feeding stuff out, because you will get ingrained into people's subconsciouses. And if you think about it, in 12 months' time, you're going to want the people who are 16 now to come to you. Those 16-year-olds are on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on TikTok. So if you're putting stuff out on those things now, you're ingraining yourselves in their psyche. So when they come to driving lessons, they think, "Oh yeah, Terry Cook, I've been watching him for this past year on Facebook or Instagram, and he's brilliant, and he does this, and that, and the other, and he's had loads of passes." And that is how you do it. You've got to almost sort of that drip feed. But for driving instructors, you've got a really sort of deep mine of stuff you can put out. The Instructor Podcast with Terry Cook, talking with leaders, innovators, experts and game changers about what drives them.